Dear listeners, we're back with a new story. Get ready for cheating, revenge, and wild relationship drama. The clock on the wall ticks steadily, a constant reminder of the minutes slipping by. I find myself staring at it, the second hand moving with a deliberate slowness that only amplifies my unease. Each tick feels like a heartbeat echoing through the empty spaces of our home, and as the minutes stretch into an hour, a knot forms in my stomach. Sarah should have been home by now. The familiar sounds of the evening, cars passing by, the distant laughter of neighbors, fade into a background hum. I glance at my phone, half hoping for a text, a simple, "I'll be home soon." Instead, all I see is the dull glow of my screen, reflecting the quiet desperation that's been building in me for weeks. I remember when our nights were filled with shared dinners, conversations that flowed effortlessly, and laughter that filled every corner of our home. Now, silence has settled like a heavy fog, and I can't shake the feeling that something has shifted between us. "Hey, are you okay?" Ryan's voice breaks through my reverie as he steps into the living room, sensing the tension in the air. I force a smile, though it feels like a mask. "Yeah, just waiting for Sarah to get back." "She's out with friends again." Ryan raises an eyebrow. "Again? Didn't she just go out last weekend?" "Yeah, and the weekend before that." It's becoming a routine. I let out a small sigh, my frustration bubbling to the surface. I don't mind her going out, but it's like she's never home anymore. I can't shake the feeling that something's off. Ryan leans against the doorframe, crossing his arms. "You think she's, seeing someone else?" "I don't want to think that," I reply, my voice tinged with a mix of anger and hurt. But it's hard not to when she's always vague about her plans and comes home late. It feels like she's hiding something. "Have you talked to her about it?" I shrug, staring down at my hands. What would I even say? "Hey, I think you're cheating on me." It sounds crazy. "Not crazy, just honest," he counters. "But you're right. If there's something going on, you deserve to know." I nod, knowing deep down he's right. But the thought of confronting her fills me with dread. I just don't want to lose her, Ryan. I love her. "Then you need to figure this out. Don't wait too long." Just as I open my mouth to respond, my phone buzzes. I glance at the screen, my heart racing. But it's just a notification from a news app. Disappointment washes over me as I toss my phone onto the couch, the weight of uncertainty settling heavier in the room. "You know what? I think I'm going to follow her tonight," I blurt out, the decision striking me with unexpected clarity. "Follow her?" Ryan looks taken aback. "Are you serious?" "Yeah. I need to see for myself. If she's just out with friends, fine, but if there's more to it, I need to know." Ryan nods, though concern lingers in his eyes. "Just be careful, man. You don't want to jump to conclusions." I grab my jacket, the cold air outside contrasting sharply with the warmth of the living room. "I know, but I can't sit here any longer. I need to do something." As I step out into the night, my pulse quickens, a mix of anticipation and dread swirling within me. I drive toward the restaurant I suspect she frequents, the headlights of my car cutting through the darkness. The streets seem to blur as I navigate my way, each moment heightening my sense of foreboding. When I finally arrive and park across the street, I take a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest. The restaurant glows like a beacon, warmth spilling out onto the sidewalk as people come and go. I scan the crowd, hoping to catch a glimpse of Sarah and her friends, but the wait feels agonizing. And then I see her. She steps out of the car, laughing, her face lit up in a way that feels foreign to me. My breath catches as I watch her embrace a group of friends, but my eyes narrow when I notice a man among them. Jason. I swallow hard, feeling my stomach drop as they share an intimate moment. I can't shake the feeling that this isn't just a friendly gathering. As I watch, frozen in place, I realize that I'm not just a spectator to her life, I'm watching the very foundation of our marriage crumble before my eyes. "Why don't you go say hi?" Ryan's voice suddenly comes back to me, a gentle nudge of encouragement. But instead, I stay put, paralyzed by the sight of Sarah leaning in close to Jason, their chemistry unmistakable. In that moment, anger boils within me, mingling with heartbreak. I should confront them, but I feel trapped, caught in a moment I never wanted to witness. As the laughter continues, I know I've crossed a line into a territory where trust has been shattered. I stumble back to my car, shaking, the weight of betrayal pressing down on my chest like a heavy stone. The drive home is a blur, thoughts racing. The reality of my situation sinks in like a cold, hard truth. I need to gather the evidence, to confront her with what I now know, and prepare for the fight of my life. The air feels electric as I sit in my car, parked across the street from the restaurant. The soft glow of the sign illuminates the faces of the patrons as they come and go, but my focus is solely on Sarah. I grip the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white, as I watch her through the window. It feels like time has stopped. With every passing second, I try to convince myself that I'm overreacting, that maybe I'm just being paranoid. But as I see her laugh again, a genuine, carefree laugh that feels all too foreign, something inside me twists painfully. My heart races, a drumbeat of anxiety echoing in my ears. Then I see him, Jason. He stands a little too close, his presence radiating a charm that seems to draw her in. As I watch, he leans in and whispers something, his lips brushing against her ear. The way she tilts her head back and laughs sends a jolt of anger surging through me. My phone buzzes in the passenger seat, jolting me from my trance. It's Ryan, checking in. I answer quickly, my voice low and shaky. I'm at the restaurant. I can see her. Is she with anyone? He asks, a note of caution in his voice. I glance back at the window, my heart racing as I respond. Yeah. She's with that guy, Jason. They're really close, Ryan. Too close. Do you want me to come over? He offers, concern lacing his words. No, I need to handle this myself, I reply, my voice stronger now, though I can feel the cracks beneath the surface. I just need to see what's going on. Alright, but call me if you need backup, okay? I will. I hang up, my mind racing with what to do next. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for what's to come. Suddenly, I see Sarah lean into Jason, her hand resting on his arm as he gestures animatedly. The sight of their connection makes my heart feel like it's sinking into my stomach. I can't just sit here. I have to confront her, but fear grips me like a vice. What if I'm wrong? As if sensing my turmoil, my phone buzzes again. This time, it's a message from Sarah. Sorry, running late. I'll be home soon. Love you. Red heart, the heart emoji feels like a cruel joke, a stab to my already shattered heart. I close my eyes, fighting the rising tide of anger and hurt. Then I watch as Jason leans closer, whispering something that makes Sarah blush, and my blood runs cold. I can't take it anymore. I throw the car door open, the cold night air hitting me like a slap as I storm toward the entrance. Inside, the restaurant is alive with chatter and laughter, but I'm in a haze, my focus laser sharp on Sarah. I spot her across the room, leaning in as Jason speaks, their faces dangerously close. My heart pounds in my chest, each beat echoing the weight of betrayal. Sarah. I call out, my voice cutting through the din of the crowd. She turns, surprise flooding her features. What are you doing here? I came to see you, I say, trying to keep my tone steady despite the chaos inside me. Can we talk? Now. Jason's eyes flicker with annoyance as he steps back, sensing the tension. Maybe this isn't the best time, he interjects, a hint of defensiveness in his tone. Shut up, I snap, my anger spilling over. This is between me and my wife. Sarah's eyes dart between us, confusion and embarrassment mingling on her face. Can we go outside? I nod, the weight of her gaze intensifying as I lead her through the restaurant, past the tables filled with unsuspecting diners. Outside, the cool night air hits me, but it does little to cool the fire inside. What's going on, Alex? She asks, her voice trembling slightly. Don't play dumb, Sarah, I reply, struggling to keep my emotions in check. I saw you with him. You looked happy. It's not what you think, she pleads, her hands wringing together. We were just talking, I promise. It didn't mean anything, didn't mean anything. I can hardly contain my rage. It looked pretty damn intimate to me. How long has this been going on? Just a few weeks, she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't know how to stop it. Jason, he made me feel alive again. Alive? You think that's an excuse for cheating? My voice rises, fueled by hurt and anger. What about us, Sarah? We've been struggling, but you could have talked to me instead of seeking comfort in someone else's arms. I know. I messed up. She steps closer, desperation in her eyes. I thought I could just have fun, that it wouldn't matter. But it did. I regret it more than anything. I shake my head, the pain of her words slicing through me. You've broken our trust. Do you even realize that? I do, she cries, tears streaming down her cheeks. I never wanted to hurt you. I love you, Alex. But Jason, he made me feel special in a way I hadn't felt in so long. By betraying me? I can't believe what I'm hearing. You think I'm just supposed to forgive you because he gave you some fleeting thrill? What we had means nothing to you. Sarah's sobs echo in the night, but I feel my heart hardening. I need time to think, to figure this out, I finally say, my voice steely. I can't do this right now. Please, don't leave me, she begs, reaching out to grab my arm. I step back, shaking my head. You've made your choice, Sarah. I need to protect myself now. As I turn away, the weight of betrayal settles heavily on my shoulders, an anchor pulling me down into the depths of despair. I know our marriage is hanging by a thread, and I can't help but wonder if it's too late to mend what's been broken. Each step away from her feels like a fracture in my heart, but I know I can't go back. Not now. Not after everything. The following morning feels like a cruel replay of the night before, the sun rising on a world that somehow changed overnight. I sit at the kitchen table, the aroma of coffee filling the air, but it does little to soothe the turmoil inside me. My thoughts swirl around the confrontation with Sarah, her tear-streaked face haunting me. How did it come to this? The muted sounds of the house feel suffocating, and the ticking of the clock echoes the unsteady rhythm of my heart. I pick up my phone, scrolling through my contacts until I find Ryan's name. I need to talk to someone who can help me make sense of all this. Hey, it's me, I say when he picks up. Hey, man. You sound rough. How did it go? His voice is filled with concern. Not great. She admitted to seeing Jason for a few weeks. She says it didn't mean anything, but I trail off, the frustration bubbling back up. Sounds like she's making excuses, Ryan replies, his tone turning serious. What are you going to do about it? I need to know more about this guy, I say, resolve hardening within me. If she's been with him, I need to understand who he is. I want to know how deep this goes. Good idea. Let's do some digging, Ryan suggests, his enthusiasm infectious. I can help. I've got a few contacts that might know something about him. Can you meet me at the coffee shop in an hour? I ask, already feeling a bit of hope return. Sure, I'll be there. I hang up and pour myself another cup of coffee, the bitterness matching the taste of betrayal lingering in my mouth. I need to gather evidence, not just for my own peace of mind, but to confront Sarah with the truth she seems reluctant to face. When I arrive at the coffee shop, the familiar aroma of roasted beans fills the air, but my heart feels heavy as I spot Ryan at a table in the corner. He looks up and waves me over, his expression serious. All right, what do we know about this Jason guy? I ask as I sit down. Ryan pulls out his laptop, tapping the keys as he begins his search. Let's see, he's got a decent social media presence. Lives nearby, works at a marketing firm. Seems pretty typical, but, he looks up, his eyes narrowing. I'm checking if there's anything more. Can you find out if he's had any serious relationships? I need to know if he's the kind of guy who'd just move on after using someone, I say, my voice filled with frustration. Ryan nods, his fingers flying across the keyboard. Give me a sec. After a moment, he pauses, a frown crossing his face. Okay, this is interesting. Looks like he was in a relationship before, but it ended badly. There are a few articles about it. Badly? I lean in closer, intrigued and anxious. What happened? His ex-girlfriend accused him of cheating. There were some rumors about him being manipulative. It didn't end well for her. Ryan glances at me, his expression serious. This doesn't look good, man. I sit back, processing the information. So he has a pattern. Sarah deserves to know who she's dealing with. Yeah, and maybe it's time you let her know that you're onto him, Ryan suggests. If he's done this before, you can use that against him if you decide to confront him. But be careful. We don't know what he's capable of. Right, I reply, rubbing the back of my neck, the tension still there. I can't just let this go. I need to dig deeper. Ryan nods, his gaze thoughtful. Let's check out some forums or local social media groups. You might find someone who knows more about him. Also, we could look into his workplace. Maybe there are co-workers who can give us the scoop. Good idea, I say, feeling a mix of determination and dread. We'll gather everything we can. After an hour of searching online, we find a local group dedicated to sharing gossip about new arrivals in the area. I take a deep breath as I type out a post asking if anyone has information about Jason. Within minutes, responses begin pouring in, some supportive, others mocking, but all with a thread of concern. Looks like you're not the only one looking for answers, Ryan says, scanning the replies. Let's see if anyone can give us a clearer picture. As we sift through the comments, one particularly catches my eye. Jason? Yeah, he's trouble. I've seen him flirt with other women while he was still with his ex. Watch your back. That's it, I say, my heart racing. This guy is exactly what I feared. If he's manipulating Sarah, I need to intervene. Ryan leans back, considering. You've got to be strategic about this. Don't just storm in without a plan. Gather everything you can, and then we'll decide how to approach him. Right, I agree, feeling the fire of resolve burning brighter. I won't let him destroy my marriage without a fight. But I need to know Sarah's mindset. I can't just accuse her without proof. Let's focus on gathering information for now, Ryan suggests, and I nod in agreement, the weight of our task settling on my shoulders. After several hours of research and conversations with people in the group, I feel like I'm beginning to piece together the puzzle. Each new bit of information sharpens my resolve, but deep down, I can't shake the gnawing fear that Sarah might still choose him over me. As the day draws to a close, I look at Ryan, determination etched on my face. We'll confront Jason tomorrow. I need to know what I'm dealing with. Ryan nods, a serious look in his eyes. Just be careful, man. Emotions are running high, and you don't know how he'll react. I'll be careful, I promise, even as I feel a mix of anger and fear bubbling beneath the surface. But I can't let this go on any longer. It's time to put a stop to his manipulation and show Sarah the truth. As we leave the coffee shop, I glance at the setting sun, its light fading into darkness. I know that tomorrow will bring difficult choices, but I refuse to back down. Whatever happens, I'm ready to fight for my marriage, even if it means going head-to-head with the man who has entangled himself in our lives. The next day stretches endlessly as I prepare for the confrontation with Jason. I wake early, my heart racing with a mix of dread and anticipation. The weight of the last few days hangs heavily on my shoulders, and I feel as if I'm standing on the precipice of something monumental. I know I need to be ready for whatever comes next. Ryan texts me as I sip my morning coffee. Ready for today? I reply, as ready as I'll ever be. As I gather my thoughts, I mentally run through my plan. I've collected information about Jason, his past relationships, and the opinions of those who've crossed paths with him. I want to confront him directly, to show him that I won't let him manipulate Sarah or me any longer. I meet Ryan at a nearby park, a neutral ground where we can strategize without distractions. As I pull into the parking lot, I spot him leaning against his car, arms crossed, his expression serious. "Hey," I greet him as I get out, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. "Hey. You okay?" he asks, searching my eyes. "I'm just anxious," I admit, running a hand through my hair. "I can't believe I'm actually going to do this. Just stick to the facts. Don't let emotions get the best of you," Ryan advises, his tone steady. "We'll approach him together, and if it gets heated, I'll step in." "Thanks, man. I really appreciate it," I reply, taking a deep breath to steady myself. After a brief discussion about our approach, we decide to meet Jason at a bar where he usually hangs out after work. I pull into the parking lot, my heart pounding louder with each step toward the entrance. The low hum of conversations and laughter inside feels foreign and surreal, a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside me. "There he is," Ryan mutters, nodding toward the back of the bar. Jason sits at a table, nursing a drink and chatting with a couple of friends. He looks relaxed, completely unaware of the confrontation headed his way. "Let's do this," I say, my voice firm. We approach, and Jason looks up as we draw near, surprise flickering across his face. "Alex?" "What's up?" he greets, a cocky smile plastered on his face. "Can we talk?" I say, my tone clipped. "Sure, man." "What's the deal?" he replies, still feigning ignorance as he motions for us to sit down. As we settle in, I take a moment to gather my thoughts, my pulse quickening. "We know about you and Sarah," I state, my voice steady. "This isn't just some fling. She told me you've been seeing each other for months." Jason's demeanor shifts slightly, his smile fading. "Look, it's not what you think. Sarah and I..." "Cut the crap," I interrupt, my anger simmering just below the surface. "You've been manipulating her, and it's time for you to back off." "What are you talking about?" He leans back in his chair, crossing his arms defensively. "Sarah made her own choices, did she?" I shoot back, my voice rising. "From what I hear, you've done this before. You know how to play the game. You've already hurt one woman, why should Sarah be any different?" Ryan, sensing the tension, leans in closer. "People are saying you're trouble, Jason. You need to leave her alone and back off." "Is that a threat?" Jason asks, his eyes narrowing, a hint of arrogance creeping into his tone. "It's a warning," I respond, keeping my gaze steady. "You may think you have her wrapped around your finger, but you don't know her like I do. You don't know what she means to me." "Whatever, man. Sarah and I have a connection," he replies, his voice oozing confidence. "You're just a guy who's lost his spark. She deserves to feel alive, and I'm giving that to her." The anger boils over. "You're right, I'm not the man I used to be. But you know what? I'm fighting for my marriage, and that's something you'll never understand." I lean forward, my voice dropping to a whisper. "You think she'll choose you? She's in love with me, and you're just a temporary distraction." Jason's facade cracks slightly, revealing a flicker of uncertainty. "You think you know her? You're the one who pushed her away, not me," he retorts, his bravado faltering. "Maybe," I admit, my voice quieter now. "But I want to fix it. I'm trying to understand where we went wrong. You need to back off for good." He holds my gaze for a moment, then shrugs dismissively. "You really think she'll come back to you? You're just going to get hurt again." "Maybe, but at least I'm willing to try," I say, feeling a surge of determination. "You need to leave her alone, Jason. If you care about her at all, you'll let her go. This ends now." For a moment, silence hangs in the air, thick with tension. Jason leans back, his expression unreadable. "Fine," he says finally, his tone cooler. "But don't be surprised if she chooses me." "I'll take my chances," I reply, standing up. Ryan follows suit, casting a warning glance at Jason. As we turn to leave, Jason calls out after us. Good luck, man. You're going to need it. I take a deep breath, the weight of our confrontation settling in. Once we're outside, Ryan nudges my shoulder. You did well. I could see the doubt in his eyes. Thanks, I say, exhaling slowly. But now the real challenge is facing Sarah. I need her to understand what's at stake. As we walk back to my car, I can't shake the feeling of dread that lingers in my gut. I know this isn't over. The battle for my marriage has only just begun, and I can only hope that Sarah will see the truth before it's too late. The confrontation with Jason may have been a step forward, but it feels like the calm before a storm. Back home, I sit on the couch, waiting for Sarah to return. The clock ticks loudly in the silence, and each minute feels like an eternity. I want to be strong for her, to show her that I'm willing to fight for us, but doubt gnaws at my resolve. What if she doesn't choose me? What if this is the end? When the door finally opens, Sarah steps in, her expression shifting from surprise to concern as she sees me waiting. Alex, you're home early. What's wrong? We need to talk, I say, my voice firm yet trembling with uncertainty. Her eyes widen, and I can see the realization dawning on her. About what? About Jason. I take a deep breath, preparing for the storm that's about to unfold. I can't back down now. The truth needs to be heard, and I won't let fear dictate my actions any longer.